And karaoke too.
Just like a star.
It's the thrill of Pioneer Laserdisc.
Well, football fever reaches its peak in Singapore, and this is the biggest match of the year for the Young Lions. Tickets were sold out only hours after it went on sale, and the Lions are just one step away from their second Malaysia Cup appearance in the 90s. The last time they drew the first semi-final leg against Johor in 1990 and won the second leg 4-1. This time, they've drawn the first leg 2-2, and Abdul Malik, of course, his schoolboy error, the second goal costing Singapore victory. He'll try to atone for his mistake, and he of course is included in the Singapore first 11 after a mild call. And this is the Singapore lineup for the day. The same 11, a comfortable 11 which started off against Sarawak in Kuching, come back together again. A lot will depend of course on Fandi, Ahmad and V. Sundram with the in midfield. They of course were a shade below their best form in Sarawak. Sarawak, well, they stepped onto the turf half an hour ago with only 10 players listed on the lineup. They were giving injured defender David Evans a run to test his fitness, and he has convinced coach Alan Vest that he is fit enough to start the game, and he is the only change in the squad. Evans coming in for Muhammad Zadil. John Hunter, Abdul Malik, Lim Tong Hai, and Singapore's biggest enemy. He has scored a goal. He's averaged a goal per every Malaysia Cup game. In fact, he scored 8 goals in 7 matches. So he's in very good scoring form. A pitch soaking up all the rain, which came pouring down in the afternoon, so it's very wet and heavy down there. Jamie, USS Alliance chances?
Well, I think basically Singapore should have a very good chance this evening. The return of David Evans to the Sarawak lineup is obviously a problem. John Hunter caused a lot of problems in the air. David Evans is about 4 inches taller than him, and so obviously set pieces are going to be a big worry.
Saswa with a very nervous start. Got his foot to the ball, shaved it, and Sarawak win a very quick throw-in. This is where the danger comes from. Captain Abdul Jalil, he swings in very, very impressive and long throws all the way to John Hunter. It comes inside the Singapore penalty box. They've got some defending to do. They do it very well, and Alistair does well up front to hold it. Here's Sundram. Sundram trying to spread play wide for Abbas and trying to use the slippery pitch then. Oh, a lovely shot indeed for all the female fans.
Yes, the pitch is going to be a factor today. There's a lot of water lying on it, although when they were warming up the ball wasn't stopping, but obviously the ball is going to sink into the turf, and it's going to be a day for strong players.
Nasri Kadir with an effort from very, very far indeed. And I wonder this evening with David Evans, who's not really 100% match fit, I wonder if they'll give Sundram Muthi the ball and make him run at Evans.
Well, yes, I think that's an obvious tactic to deploy. I spoke to David Evans after the game last week, and he said to me that he doubted very much whether he had any chance of playing this week. And I think it's a desperate throw. If they get knocked out this evening, then David Evans' season is over anyway. So he's probably only about 50 or 60% recovered.
Shamsuddin, well done Saswa, and a very strange decision by the Kelantan referee Nick Ahmad. Horrible decision then, because Saswa went clearly for the ball. Sarawak player bought the free kick, he got it, And John Hunter will once again be the prime target.
Yes, and we can see at the top of the picture there, David Evans was moving forward. Alistair Edwards has gone back with him. And one would think that John Hunter will go for the first ball and David Evans might go for the second ball.
Kim Sui is behind that. All the plans go to waste as he takes a direct shot at goal.
Well, actually, it was strange last week that on a number of occasions when one thought that they would use John Hunter's height and strength, they did choose to try and vary a little bit. Perhaps it's a deliberate ploy to prevent Singapore getting into a rhythm, but I would have thought early on put Singapore under as much pressure as possible, and personally I'm rather glad they didn't pump that long.
Abbas will go for this. Sundram. And referee has, the linesman in fact has given a goal kick to Sarawak. Sundram finding it so difficult to adapt to this very slippery pitch. He was waddling away down the right flank that time instead of running in his usual normal comfortable stride.
Yes, there's certainly a general feeling that Sundram doesn't play terribly well on the wet, heavy pitches, and he didn't look at all comfortable. He flows normally when he has the ball at his feet, but that time, as you say, it was more of a waddle.
Muhammad Ali, good tackle by Alistair Edwards, and at the same time even winning the throw for Singapore. He's back to scoring mood, got one against Perak here at the National Stadium, and then scored last week at Kuching. 2 Malaysia Cup goals for him now. Sundram. John Hunter coming in very, very hard on Singapore's number 18, and at that time the free kick was given to Singapore. He's got such a big appetite for the game, John Hunter. Abbas did well with the dummy. Here's Nazri. Good screening of the ball. Nazri Nasser couldn't get past Azali though.
Once again, Nasri is going to be a key player for Singapore tonight. He's certainly the strongest physically of the midfield, and if it's going to be rather heavy going in there and the question of competing, then he's the one who's got to do it for Singapore to allow the others to play.
Good work by Sundram, just poking the ball inside for Nazri, and this is where the danger lies again. John Hunter versus Lim Tong Hai. The battle continues here at the National Stadium. Hunter showing a good touch in drifting away from Kadir Yaya's first tackle, but Kadir Yaya came biting back, giving away a throw into the process. Sazali with a throw for Sarawak. Abbas with a header and a clearance for Singapore. Completing it, Nazri. And finding now some room for Sundram, but the ball once again stuck in the pitch, preventing him from making further progress into the Sarawak half. This is Saswadi Mata Dazuki. As you can see, the Singapore players are certainly not comfortable in playing in these conditions. Sarawak players, of course, witness some of these conditions in Kuching Stadium. In fact, just last week it was raining over there, and when the rain came on, after Singapore's 2 goals, Sarawak turned on their steam.
Yes, I think the difference was that last week the rain came on during the game, whereas tonight it's had a chance to settle on the pitch already.
Fandi, but I'm sure the coach must have been telling all his charges to take shots at goal, to catch the goalkeeper, but that type of shot is definitely not wanted by PN Sivaji for this evening's match.
Oh, that's right, and obviously taking pot shots is a good idea on a slippery pitch, but you must see if they can hit the turf in front of the goalkeeper and skid.
Good little stat then, 31-year-old midfielder, and he's already got 10 goals this season, including 3 in the Malaysia Cup. Good jump by John Hunter once again. Well covered Kadir Yaya, and Jang Jung completing the clearance all the way up. David Evans is there, towering above the Sundramuthi. Alistair Edwards tried to win it from Sazali, couldn't. Jeff Curran. Once again looking for John Hunter. Well done, Lim Tong Hai. There's some space now for Hunter though. Unleashing a shot which was uncharacteristic of John Hunter. Usually just flies all the way towards goal. That time it was along the ground and heading outside.
Yes, I think he was trying to take the advice I suggested just now, and that is to make sure that the ball hits the ground in front of the keeper. He must be aware that Abdul Malik is going to be a little bit nervous and probably wanted to just test him out early on. Last week I was very impressed with John Hunter's touch. He gets away good shots with his left foot, and he's not just a header of the ball, but of course he does lack a bit of pace, and if Tong Hai can keep challenging with him, he shouldn't pose too much of a threat.
Malik. The combination between Malik and Fandi working very well again. Over Malik's cross was, well, exactly like the ones he distributed in Sarawak.
Yes, I believe he was a little bit upset by some of the criticism he got over the corners last week, but his dead ball kicking wasn't good, and on that occasion he should have done rather better with the cross.
8 minutes of play gone by. Singapore 0, Sarawak 0. A rather nervous start from both sides as Tong Hai wins again over John Hunter. A very encouraging sign indeed for Singapore. Alistair going wide down the flanks. That's how useful he is. Abbas eluding one tackle and then giving Nazri Nasir the responsibilities. Oh, lovely ball switching, but no, on a wet slippery pitch, that's not the sort of pass to give your right fullback.
Yes, I think Kadir had a very good first half last week, where he did a lot of overlapping and caused problems, and then seemed to disappear a little bit in the second half, along with the rest of the Singapore team. Again, on this heavy pitch, difficult for Singapore to switch the ball wide, which is what they really like to do.
Saswa has got his foot in at the right time over Samsuddin Abdul Rahman, who is the top scorer in the semi-pro league. Goals though dried up recently in the Malaysia Cup competition. I can tell you 55,000 people at the National Stadium hope he doesn't rediscover that form. The cross comes in, and that should be easy for Abdul Malik. No pressure at all.
Yes, and I'm sure Abdul Malik will appreciate that nice easy cross under no pressure. And what he wouldn't have liked was a nice hanging ball where he's got John Hunter thumping into him.
Sundram. Ball just escaping Alistair's chest. Fandi uses Abbas. Nazri. Once again to Abbas. Taking no chances at all, just starting to hoist the ball into the Sarawak half. And, well, on a normal day, Sundramuthi would have latched onto it and taken on his defender. He wasn't really in full steam and top form of the match at Kuching. When he contributed, he did contribute greatly across, providing Alistair Edwards with Singapore's second goal. Nice little touchdown there. Samsuddin. Tong Hai versus John Hunter. Tong Hai was always a step ahead that time. Alistair. Receiving it from Abbasad. And that's the first corner of the evening for Singapore. Malik Awab will now walk up to the corner flag to prove his critics wrong and show that his extra practices which he put in during midweek will pay some dividends now. Sundram has come up to help him as we look at Alistair trying to go away from David Evans. A lot of attention will be focused on Alistair, but watch for Tong Hai's late run. First of all, we need to get a good corner inside. What can Malik Awab do? That's a brilliant corner by Malik Awab, all the way deep inside. Fandi though, a missed kick. Alistair back to Fandi. Great save by the goalkeeper. Stood his ground well, but great shot indeed by Singapore's golden boy.
Well, yes, Fandi mishit the first one completely, but fortunately it dropped to Alistair, who laid it back off for Fandi. And a good strike on goal, came through a crowded goal area. Could easily have caught the goalkeeper out. We see it again. You're right, Mark, it was a very good deep cross, but of course John Hunter's going to be favoured on these. See him backpedaling, and just beating Tonghai to the ball. Not a clear victory for him. Alistair was reacting very quickly there. David Evans right on his back.
Nasri fighting so very hard. Crispy challenges coming in from him. Saswa mistiming his clearance, but Tonghai is there, loses out. The battle rages on as Sarawak forward miskicks his cross inside the penalty box. Zapri Manai, in fact it was Samsurin, that's right. Angle was totally blocked off by Jang Jung then, who was just running back and trying to cover. Did a good job, and Evans welcome relief indeed to the back line. They certainly missed his height. Jeff Curran playing with Alistair. He got a free kick, but it's very, very dangerous to be playing in your own half.
Oh, terribly encouraging to the forwards, pushing the ball around in your own half like that, especially on a wet pitch when anything can happen.
Curran. Sazali. Pushing it into space for John Hunter to latch onto this. It's outside. The ball's already gone out. Last year, he challenged the Kalang Roar to try to upset him, and they certainly did that. He's back for revenge at the National Stadium this year.
Yes, I'm sure the defence will be quite happy to see them pushing balls wide into the channels for John Hunter to chase, because with the best will in the world, he's not the quickest man around the pitch, and Tonghai should have him quite comfortably there. It is when they can knock these balls high into the box that he's going to be a problem.
Biggest crowd of the season and the biggest match. Let's go along with it. Khalil, Fandi, 2-0 as Roslan Ismail just blasted the ball against his foot. Free kick for Sarawak. Charging from the back on the part of Saswa, and this is where they'll be floating it into the penalty box. He's taking his time with the free kick on Kim Sui, waiting for David Evans to make his entry into the Singapore penalty box. Alistair once again has come back to shadow him. It's a long way out, but with Hunter and Evans, the twin peaks there, they can certainly do a lot of damage. Tonghai wins the first one. The ball breaks loose. A shot charged down. The ricochet took a lot of sting off the ball, and Abdul Malik gathered it easily. Jang Jung. Kadir outside in support. Alistair collects. It's not a very good cross by Singapore skipper. Surin, good play, Saswa. Malik into Abbas. We haven't seen much of Abbas yet, but there he is with a good shot at goal, trying to catch the goalkeeper. He played superbly well, I thought, in Kuching Abbas side. He was all over the pitch, running all around, and showed a lot of good touches on the ball.
Yes, that was a nice turn and a good strike on goal. And if it had just dipped a yard or so further in front, could well have caused the goalkeeper a lot of problems.
Very cool. Jang Jung once again is waiting, faking the challenge and winning the throw in. 16 minutes of play gone by. Singapore 0, Sarawak 0. Alistair. Good play by Alistair, and then by Fandi. Alistair's got Abbas inside, but he brought the ball a little bit too far.
Yes, again, it's that greasy pitch, isn't it? A touch that would normally have just carried him to the byline, took him a metre over the byline in that case. Singapore do seem to be settling down a little bit better now, getting into some sort of rhythm, getting the right flank going. They need to get the left flank with Malak Awab going as well. and certainly get behind the defence, get crosses in.
Sarawak's captain Abdul Jalil. Try to look for Ruslan. Malik Tawab. Easy winner then. Abbas with a lot of room now, but no support up front. He will try to hold the ball up by himself. He's got Jeff Curran in front of him. And Sundram inside, a delicate little chip. If he had delayed it a little bit, Sundram might have just latched onto that one. Sundram wasn't very happy because the pass from Abbas just was curling away from him that time.
Yes, it was certainly a good run from Sundram, and he would have liked to have added to that tally of 10 goals for the season, I'm sure. Made a good run, and Abbas picked him out, and it just skipped away from him. A good attack goal.
You're right, Jamie. Singapore beginning to find their rhythm now. And Alistair Edwards has seen a lot of the ball this evening.
Oh, he's really fired up, Alistair. We saw that last week with his reaction off the second goal, and he's very, very committed to the calls here.
Good play by Nazri, throwing the ball out to Kadir Yahya. Fandi, he's got a defender behind him. Malik Tawab, inside to V. Sundramuthi. Good play now by Singapore. Oh, Abbas misjudging Nazri's floater. Good clearance, turning defence into attack immediately. Silencing the Kallang Roar for a short while as well. Here's John Hunter. Good play, Lim Tong Hai. Timed his tackle brilliantly. And a superb ball played outside by Fandi Ahmad, releasing Abbas. Sundram. Fandi Ahmad! Oh! Miskicked it. A little too excited with a shot there. When Sundram released him, he saw the goal. He had the goal in sight. And I think he was a little too eager to get it on.
It's a bit of a surprise that. Fundi's so good normally with those strikes. Here we see it from a better angle. A good run again from Abbas. Tries to slide the ball inside. It just clips David Evans' heel. Sundram gets a little bit tangled up here. And I guess he just took his eye off the ball there. The defender closing in on him. He must have just looked up. Very good opportunity there. And certainly Singapore beginning to hit their stride.
The referee telling the Sarawak players to cut off the tackles, but still not giving Singapore the free kick. Fandi switching play so very well again. Zhang. No running up front at the moment. Finally there is. In the form of Nazri. Nazri gets to the byline just in time to make the cross. But once again, the slippery pitch causing a lot of unhappiness on the part of the Singapore players. A dry pitch would have seen Nazri getting onto the byline easily that time. Sundram. Return by Sundramuthi. The first tackle just shook him off a little bit and lost his balance, losing the ball at 12. Samsuddin. 4 against 4 right here. Saswa checked him, and it's a free kick in a very dangerous position. Kadir Yahya was not very happy. Saswa claimed that Samsuddin dived, and he had his case then. I would have thought Samsuddin took the ball a little bit too far off. Showed Saswa too much of the ball. Saswa covered the angle. Samsuddin lost it, but he won the free kick strangely. It's their 4th free kick, Sarawak, this evening. In the 21st minute of play, John Hunter, who's good at blasting these. I'm sure it's a direct shot at goal now. Straight at the wall. And Sarawak win their first corner. Well, actually, it's offside. One of the Sarawak players was offside when the second shot by captain Abdul Jalil came in.
Yes, Big John must have fancied his chances there. Actually, that 1.98 m tall, I don't think he's quite as big as that. It's more David Evans' height. John Hunter's more about 186, something like that. And his weight seems to fluctuate somewhere between about 85 kilos and 105 kilos. He's certainly a big, heavily built man, and that's what makes him so hard to mark.
Singapore have got their first free kick in the Sarawak penalty box, Sarawak half. Nazri, shot charged down. A little bit of a pinball reaction right after that, giving Sarawak a goal kick.
Lovely dummy there from Alistair Edwards, who's had a very good start to the game. As the ball came to him, everybody thought he was going to take it in his chest, just let it run through. And I think it even caught Abbas out, because when it reached Abbas, it just bounced off him a little bit. I think those low balls into the penalty area are going to cause the Sarawak defence more problems than hanging in high balls where David Evans will just gobble them up.
The rain hasn't ceased in Singapore. It's drizzling at the National Stadium, and Singapore are raining down attack after attack. Sundram once again trying to get to the byline. A much better play by V. Sundramuthi, almost catching the goalkeeper that time. Across. He intended to push a cross inside, but it almost turned out to be a shot and a goal. Fandi, good footwork. Nazri winning it. Sarawak clearing it. Samsuddin had to give away a throw-in, but good work by V. Sundramuthi. It's the first time he actually got past his opponent and gone to the byline to send in a very dangerous cross.
Yes, most of the important players for Singapore are beginning to play well now, and Sundram will feel encouraged by that little run he's had there. Fandi showed a nice touch in the area again. This chap Abbas is getting involved a lot now. Alistair's making his presence felt. And when the team's doing well like this, it's very important that they do put goals into the net, rather than allow themselves to get caught on the break.
Samsuddin. Saswa once again policing him very tightly. The cross comes in. Abdul Malik, it was curling straight to his body. He must have been a very relieved man. All the crosses sent in by Sarawak this evening haven't really troubled Singapore's goalkeeper yet. Fandi did so well in holding the ball up. Nazri will switch to the right and Kadir Yaya. Good play. Sundram inside, waiting for the all-important poke in. He's got it. He's got it past Evans. He tried to screen the ball, and once again the wet ground wreaking havoc, because when Sundram received the pass by Kadir Yaya, it bounced off his shin.
It was a great shame there. Actually, it was a very intelligent ball in from Kadir. Sundram made a good run into the box. And one suspects on another day Sundram would have turned there and drilled the ball across, or maybe have even turned and got the penalty.
We've played 24 minutes at the National Stadium. You're receiving us live on SBC 12. Sarawak and Singapore 0-0 in the second leg semi-final. 2-2 the aggregate score. 0-0 on the night. Alistair skips past one opponent very well, takes on the whole Sarawak defence, and then a little bit too selfish in the end. Tried to cap a fine solo run with a shot at goal, which turned out to be more of a blast and a disappointing ending.
Yeah, he really is fired up. Alan Best looks as if he enjoyed that one. I suspect he enjoyed the end result, seeing the ball ballooning over the top.
Great coach, Kiwi, English-born. Kadir, good play by Kadir. And the referee has been making a lot of strange decisions this evening. Kelantan's Nick Ahmad. He won that ball very fairly and he's given a free kick to Sarawak.
Totally mystified by that one, Mark. Couldn't see anything wrong with the challenge. And in fact, Sundramuthi was away on this right flank there.
Curran hoisting the ball into the Singapore penalty area. Hunter. A naive challenge by Lim Tong Hai. The cross coming in. Abdul Malik. Oh yes, fantastic catch. I'm sure his confidence must be bolstered after that catch. Showing a safe pair of hands then finally Abdul Malik. Sundram, the counter-attack is on. He checks sensibly. Good play by V. Sundramuthi, takes a shot at goal, it bounces off the goalkeeper. Alistair Edwards was fuming because he was waiting at the far post for Sundram to chip the ball inside. Sundram though did well over Jeff Curran that time.
Yeah, I'm 100% with Sundram there. If you get in that sort of position, especially on a greasy pitch, you have a go at goal. And he never so well, he got past Jeff Carr in the second time now. Beginning to be an influential figure in the game. Noticeable that Abbas come over to take this corner kick, relieving Malik Awad of the job.
Tonghai once again waiting to pounce. Abbas looks for Tonghai. A missed kick. Nazri balloons the ball.
It's a bit unfortunate that corner went to Tonghai. He's not the best equipped to take the ball on the volley like that. If it'd been Fandi, then might have had more of a chance.
Well, past results show that Sarawak have done fairly well at the National Stadium. Since the Semi-Pro League was inaugurated in 1989, they beat Singapore here 2-1. In 1990, they lost by 4 goals to 2 in that Malaysia Cup final run from Singapore that year. In 1992, of course, Singapore beating Sarawak 3-0. This is the first time that these two sides have faced each other in Malaysia Cup competition. Good play by Alistair. Taking it on. A shot cannoned off David Evans. Sundram does not want to settle for the throw. Good play by Sundram with the Alistair Edwards. And Abbas 1-0 to Singapore! 28 minutes of play gone by, and once again, V. Sundramurthy, once he gets into the act, everything happens. The National Stadium erupts. The Kalang roar is heard loud and proud. And Abbas, our top scorer in the Malaysia Cup competition, adds another goal to his tally. The second against Sarawak. 1-0 to Singapore, 3-2 on aggregate.
Well, a bit of the Sundram magic there. He showed the defender what he was going to do, and as the ball comes over, it just bounced away from Abbas, but he just managed to get his toe to it. Here he goes, dummies the defender there and knocks in a wonderful cross. Alistair Edwards will be upset he didn't get the goal. Good reactions from Abbas there, very good, and the defending rather slack, I must say. David Evans caught between the two Aussies, didn't actually pick either of them up. Important to score at that stage. They'd had a lot of pressure, the chances were coming, and then a goal with half an hour of the game gone. That's just what Singapore require. Concentration is essential now.
Alistair Edwards must have heard you, Jamie, because he ran straight back into the penalty box, seeing that David Evans had sprinted into the Singapore penalty box. He came storming back as well to his defensive duties. Once again, the ball pumped into the Singapore penalty area. Abdul Malik taking no chances. With the wet ball, that was the right decision from the Singapore goalkeeper. And this time Sarawak's top striker goes down, but I'm sure he'll be up again. The players complaining that John Hunter just came charging in. The referee telling them to keep quiet, and the medical trainer will come in to have a look at Abdul Malik.
I think if you watch this, John Hunter gets up there and wins a clean header. There's nothing wrong with that challenge at all. That's a big man getting up well. Obviously, we all hope that Abdul Malik will be okay. Actually, the previous cross Abdul did very well. Came and punched the ball, and that's what he has to do. He's got to be brave tonight.
So Singapore take one huge step, and we can actually smell the Merdeka Stadium right now.
I don't think we ought to tempt Providence there, Mark. We were smelling the Merdeka Stadium at 2-0 up last week in Sarawak. The bench will obviously be very worried about Abdul Malik staying down so long. Although if he's not too badly injured, staying down for a while might be a good idea. Allow them to regroup their ideas, get themselves sorted out for the remainder of the game.
Malaysia Cup epidemic has certainly touched. And look at that. Yeah, I was just saying it. The epidemic has touched every Singaporean this year. And they're getting together now, all in the act, rallying behind the side and trying to spur them on. What a beautiful sight here, the Kalang roar, and it's all because Abbas gave Singapore the lead 2 minutes ago. 3 minutes ago, I should say. And that's the score at the moment. Singapore 1, Sarawak 0, 3-2 on aggregate. Kadir took it on his chest so very well. Abbas will use Sundram. He's got such a big repertoire of skills, Sundram, and it certainly helped Singapore then. Evans with a clean clearance. Kadir, Jung. Superb play by Korean. Abbas. Alistair inside once again. Good ball inside by Abbas. Alistair tees up Fandi Ahmad. But the pass was a little bit too far behind Fandi. It was difficult to swing, but with a ball just below your waist.
Yes, it was a great shame there. Lovely ball into the area. And again, Alistair Edwards got away from David Evans. I think David Evans has got a problem with that groin. And as he laid the ball off, it just got underneath Fandi there. It was another good opportunity.
Live from the National Stadium, a lovely shot. Thank you very much, cameraman. And Singapore are in a favourable position to reach the second final in the 90s. They did it in 1990. And can they become, I think the linesman has flagged the player number 7, Sazali Muhammad Ramli, committed a grave mistake there, a cardinal sin in football. He handled the ball before it actually went out for the throw into Sarawak.
Well spotted by Abbas there. He's got a quick footballing brain, and brought it to the referee's attention.
Sazali. John Hunter kills it well. He's so strong on the ball, shields it nicely. Chipped into space. Jung is there for the covering. Having a personal tug of war with Zapri Manai and winning it.
Well, I'm a great fan of Jung's, but I really don't know how he got away with that. If anything, he must be fouling the attacker because he's not playing the ball, he's just leaning into the attacker. But the referee took the easy option and favoured the defender.
Fandi, great header. He leaps up so very well for these headers and times it perfectly. Some space now for Roslan to run at the Singapore defence. The cross though went straight at the head of Malik Awab. Shamsuddin, who has been very involved in all of Sarawak's offensive play this evening, although Saswal has done a reasonable job on him. In fact, I should say a creditable one.
Yes, I think they probably picked Saswar as being the weak link in the defence, and I think they're trying to play on him this evening now.
Long throw once again by Sarawak. David Evans jumping but losing. It's not over yet, the danger. Nazri was there to make sure that Singapore keep the ball out, and Sarawak will gain their first corner of the night. And this is where the danger lies. The Sarawak set pieces are all very well worked. What can they do with this one now? Ooh, just over the post. It was very clear that they were aiming at this guy for the near post for him to do a flick on for John Hunter. To be very fair, the flick on wasn't very good, but it almost caught the whole Singapore defence.
Yes, of course they've got this possibility of decoys. Everyone's expecting Hunter and Evans to have the ball delivered to them, so the other players can find some space. But Singapore weather the storm. I'd like to see Singapore defending by pinning Sarawak into their half. Certainly the Singapore team never look very comfortable when the other side is coming at them.
Tong Hai wins another important challenge over Hunter. He's done well with Hunter at the National Stadium, Tong Hai, and this evening it has gone the same. Last season, the 3-0 victory over Sarawak, he totally shut Hunter out of the game. And Hunter has had a few looks at the Singapore goal but nothing more than that. Evans back after injury. In fact, he doesn't look too comfortable. Malik extravagant, chesting the ball to Fandi, and now it's 3 against 3. Sundram. Abbas making the run through. Sundram though goes past 1, 2. Oh, a little bit too selfish then. The 3 Singapore players inside the penalty box shaking their heads and saying, why did he ever do that? He did well to get past Jeff Curran, but after that, a little bit over-exaggerated.
It was the wrong option afterwards, quite clearly.
That time a good ball though by Sundram. Nasri spreads play wide. Kadir Yahya is down the right flank. He sends in a good cross, almost to the head of Alistair. Good play by Fandi. Ahmad winning the ball in the air. Tong Hai will come to cover. Killed that one perfectly. Abbas, can he keep the ball in play? Yes, he does. Sensible ball back to Fandi Ahmad. Sundram, back to Fandi. Good play here by Singapore. That's a penalty. Surely. The consolation is a corner, but surely that was a penalty.
It certainly might be fascinating to see that again. It looked like he got round the first man and was brought down by the second. No, we couldn't see that.
Well, the excitement is building up. Singapore putting on incessant pressure on the Sarawak back line. We'll have a look at the replay later, but meantime, the pressure is still on. The corner comes in from Malik Awab. Fandi is there. So was Evans. Kadir, it's not over yet. Nasri with a good shot of goal. Well saved by the goalkeeper that time, but brilliantly taken by Nasri Nasser. A first timer from almost 25 meters. We'll have a look at the... oh, that's the Nasri Nasser shot.
That's a good strike, and the keeper did well to hang on to it actually in that situation.
Sundram. There's always an air of anticipation whenever he gets the ball. Saswa. Not a good ball by Saswa. It's more leave to get the ball out of his foot more than anything else that time. There's 2 players breathing down his neck. Alistair holds it up well. Saswa, Fandi, Abbas in support. And here's Kadir Yahya. Once again, Sundram doing the running inside. Kadir uses V. Sundramuthi. Lovely back heel. Nasri took his time though with the shot. He wins the ball again. He's getting more and more involved, Sundram. He's all fired up for the next clash. But you've got to watch John Hunter now. Dangerous on the break. Malik has come back to help the defense. John Hunter will hold the ball up and win the throw-in, and Singapore still lead after 40 minutes of play. 1-0 over Sarawak.
Yes, and Sundram set that up beautifully again with a little back heel inside the area. Unfortunately, Nasri took miles too long. You really don't have that much time inside the penalty area. But Sundram, a very influential figure, as he always is. He very much dictates the pace and the nature of the game. And when he plays well, Singapore play well.
Zali, all the way inside, the header out, not very convincing from Lim Tong Hai. They look for Hunter again. Tong Hai does well. Good work by Zhang Jung. Conceding a corner, and that's... I don't believe that. Zhang Jung clearly blasted the ball against John Hunter then. And the linesman from Johor has given a corner. But anyway, Singapore will have some defending to do now. Sarawak's second corner of the night. 1-0, they're down. They show their fighting qualities in Kuching, coming back from a 2-0 deficit. What can they do with this corner? Saved on the line, but it was a foul on the goalkeeper that time. Good work by Abdul Malik. He went up to challenge for the ball. And against a big guy like John Hunter, all you have to do is put your body against him, moves back a little bit, and you win the free kick.
Yes, Abdul Malik did the right thing there. I didn't actually see much of a foul by John Hunter. A little bit harsh, but Malik's got to come and punch those. Anything in and around the 6-yard box, he must come out and try and punch, even if he doesn't really get it away very well. He's got to put Hunter under pressure.
Good work by Kadeyaya. It's a throw in for Singapore. He's played ever so well, Kadeyaya, this evening. Overlapping, and his tackles have been timed brilliantly.
Yes, that's right, Mark. Sarawak haven't really threatened down their left flank at all, whereas Singapore have been very threatening down their own right flank, where Kadey's had an ocean of space.
Saswa, once again, taking his eye off the ball for a short little while. It's good enough for some shooting to come in and poke the ball out for a throw into Singapore. Saswa has a chance to redeem himself though. He uses Malik Awab, his partner in crime down the left. And Abbas sensibly switches play all the way to Kadeyaya using the slippery pitch. A good ball inside. David Evans is there. He will always win those inviting crosses. And at that time, he was fouled. And even while he was brought back, he won it with consummate ease, I must say.
Yeah, see, you can see him alongside Alistair Edwards there. He must go 4 or 5 inches taller than Alistair. And even if he's only 60% fit, he must be favourite to win the headers. I think Kadeyaya will probably enjoy more success if he does the same thing as Sundram's been doing, sliding the ball along the ground.
Tong Hai, good play by him. Fandi closing down on him. 2 Sarawak defenders. Malik Awab, good little chip to Alistair. A lovely build up here by Singapore. This looks very promising. Good play by Alistair. A very smart low ball played inside again. Well, Alistair of all people should know all about the strengths of David Evans. He has come face to face with David Evans all evening round. And he must have had David Evans in mind when he just pushed the ball along the ground into the penalty box that time. A minute of play left. Singapore still lead by a goal to nil and playing with a lot of confidence. That time, about 6 passes without a Sarawak player touching the ball. Handball, I'm sure. Definitely. Is it a free kick or a corner? Oh, the referee has given a corner kick. It's so clear on the screen. Handball, but I think he must have felt it was an unintentional handball that time by Roslan Ismail. Give it a corner to Singapore. Malik swings this. It's a fantastic corner by Malik. Came off the crossbar and catching goalkeeper Maslan Wahid all the way.
Actually, Singapore have done some interesting variations on the corners tonight. A couple of times they've picked out players who are quite a long distance from the goal, but have picked them out very well. That time, it did look as if Malik was deliberately having a go at swinging the one in under the crossbar. And of course, if it had been 6 inches lower, then that's a big problem for the keeper.
It's half-time on our watches. Malik. He's done very well defensively this evening, Malik Awab. He's been busy as usual. And effortlessly. Fandi. The play once again switching from right to left so smoothly. Alistair Edwards though spoiling the fluidity for a short while. And look who's there again, Malik Awab. Oh, lovely. Zhang Jung with a lot of room. Fandi too. Asking a lot of Abbas. And Abbas almost taking the corner flag home with him.
Actually, Fundi's the one who's impressed me this half. He had a very quiet game over in Kuching, but tonight he's looked very, very comfortable. Always class on the ball, and just slightly overhit that one. But he's the one who's been making the play happen. Bit unlucky not to get on the score sheet so far as well.
He's such a catalyst, Fandi Ahmad, in this side. Once he plays well, you can always count on a Singapore victory. So the referee blows for half-time, and 55,000 fans right here at the National Stadium are very happy at the moment, because after 28 minutes, Singapore lead Sarawak 1-0, 3-2 on aggregate, and this guy scored the goal in the 28th minute after some good work by V. Sundram. We'll go for a commercial break and come back for more action right here live at the National Stadium. Join us then, won't you?
The best entertainment with Pioneer Laserdisc player. Beautiful pictures.
Just like a movie theater.
Music.
Clear CD sound.
And karaoke too.
Just like a star.
It's the thrill of Pioneer Laserdisc.
For us to be forever as one, living our dreams. Through the years we've grown to be together. And I'll be there for you, no matter when or what you do. I'll always be there for you.
Let your fingers do the walking in the yellow pages.
So what do you guys do?
We are in the Navy.
Adventure is waiting, ready for anything.
You must be pretty good swimmers, right?
Oh, I managed to float.
What's the job really like?
There's a brand new groove in the air now. We wanna feel it everywhere now.
Is it tough? Well, we can take the pressure.
Like a fish in the water, swimming back to you.
What do you like best about the Navy?
The sun, the sand, and the sea.
Love so fine, love so sweet, love so sweet, love so fine.
Does it pay?
I'm walking up off the ground. Nothing can hold me down. Nothing can hold me down.
You bet.
Nothing can hold me down.
To be good at my job, I must check and recheck to be sure I am fully prepared. I am always on the go. Everything must be there when I need it.
Satisfaction always Snickers.
And when hunger strikes, I have my Snickers.
Because Snickers is packed full of peanuts, nougat and covered in thick chocolate. Really satisfying.
Satisfaction
Snickers, it really satisfies.
Snickers.
Lumberjacks, jeans and shoes, rugged yet stylish. Lucozade, liquid energy.
I use Kodak 100 film. It's great for enlargements. And now, the Kodak Go to 100 Star Value Pack, 3 rolls for only $12. Bring Shakey's Pizza too.
Competitor is cleared for takeoff.
The taste that's winning the world over.
When you invest in an ultimate driver's car, you should expect an unparalleled riding experience with independent rear suspension, a Bosch body computer, optional leather seating, and a standard anti-theft security system to protect your investment. An investment that is very wise indeed. For this is not an overly expensive German saloon. It is the new 1993 Holden Calais, the ultimate driver's car.
Test drive the Holden Calais 2.6 litre today. One thing's for sure, at only 139,000 with COE guaranteed. It really is the ultimate driver's car, without the ultimate price tag.
Lucozade, liquid energy. Oh my word.
Time has come for us to be forever as one, living our dreams through the years we've grown to be together. And I'll be there for you, no matter when or what you do. I'll always be there for
Let your fingers do the walking in the yellow pages.
With me is Mr. Ma Baotan, Minister for Communications and the Environment and advisor to the Football Association of Singapore. Good evening, Mr. Ma. Tremendous atmosphere in the stadium here. More than 55,000 fans and an estimated 500,000 watching at home this live telecast. You must be a very happy man.
Well, I'm quite happy, Gareth. I would be happier if the score were 3-0 or something like that instead of 1-0, but I think under the circumstances we're doing quite well. But I'm particularly happy for the fans because I think they've been starved of football success for so long. I'm happy also for the team because the players, the coach, particularly the manager, they've been getting a lot of stick. So I think the fact that they're getting their act together and doing well, I think it's good for them. But I think most of all, I'm happy for Singapore football because this kind of atmosphere, the successful run that we've been having, I think it's going to be a tremendous boost for Singapore football if we can go all the way and win the cup.
Now you were very instrumental in Singapore's continued participation in the Semi-Pro League, which has resulted in all this and national fervour, which some are calling national fever. Your comments on this, Mr. Ma?
Well, last year when we went down to Division 2, I think it was a terrible blow for Singapore football. And under the circumstances, I decided that we could not quit when we were down. So the FAS gave the mandate to the manager and to the coach to assemble a winning team to try and win back some of that honour and pride that we lost towards the end of last year. If the FAS really wants to build Singapore soccer, I think we've got to make sure that we instill in the players, we get this sense in the fans, and of course in the sponsors, that we can be a winning team. I think that's very important.
Now we know the impressions of everybody, almost everybody, but what are your impressions of this present team?
It's a good team. I would stop short of calling it a dream team. I think if they can get over this hurdle tonight, and if they can win the cup, then I would give them that label of a dream team.
One last question, Mr. Ma. One very important question. I think everybody is wondering whether this team will be retained should Singapore go on to the Malaysia Cup final and perhaps even win the cup.
I think let's get over this hurdle first, and let's concentrate on that final hurdle. If we can get across this one, we decide on that next year.
Right, thank you very much, Mr. Ma. We are going back now for a commercial break. Stay with us for the second half.
This Christmas, you can get a gift worth over $500 for just $199. Merry Christmas from Singapore Telecom.
The Nile. No river in the world is longer. We are here for Energizer to prove no battery lasts longer. These rowers are all using ordinary batteries, except one. He's powered by Energizer. You need a lot of energy to row a river this long, and that's exactly what Energizer's got. International tests confirm that no battery lasts longer than Energizer.
School's over. Time to find a job. Not bad at all. The army. I wonder if they'll take me.
I go for Kodak 400 film for fast action pictures. And now, the Kodak Go 2 400 star value pack, just $7. Free batteries and Shakey's Pizza too.
Get a personal-sized pizza at Milano and you get your second for $4. Get a regular and you get a second regular for $4. Get a large and you get a second large for, you guessed it, $4. Milano Pizza Seconds, all at $4. Call us first at 468-2222. Or dine at our nearest restaurant.
Lumberjacks. Jeans and shoes. Rugged, yet stylish.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
No other makeup car in the world treats safety and reliability quite like Volkswagen. Now, along with Volkswagen Peace of Mind, the sensational Golf VR6 brings with it a $10,000 bonus cash deal. And you get a $10,000 discount voucher valid for any subsequent Volkswagen purchase from Auto GTI. Logic and loyalty certainly have their rewards. Visit or call Auto GTI today.
Time has come for us to be forever as one, living our dreams through the years we've grown to be together. And I'll be there for you, no matter when or what you do. I'll always be there for
Let your fingers do the walking in the yellow pages.
Crocodile, the symbol of prestige.
Lucozade, liquid energy. Gotcha.
Best entertainment with Pioneer Laserdisc player. Beautiful pictures.
Just like a movie theater.
Music.
Clear CD sound.
And karaoke too.
Just like a star.
It's the thrill of Pioneer Laserdisc.
Welcome back. We're live.